Welcome back. Joining us on the show is Sumit Gupta. He's CEO, Wasida Global Commodities. Sumit, hi, thank you so much for joining in. Your first reaction on the sowing numbers. While we do understand that the monsoon has been quite well, we've seen 14% above normal monsoon until time. But the sowing numbers, are they slightly confusing because we've seen sowing across board increase?
Hi, good noon, ma'am, and thank you very much for having me on the show. Monsoon and sowing numbers are two things which are completely interrelated because I was reading a book in which it was rightly and aptly defined that monsoon is the agriculture minister of India, and it is the one which decides the fate of almost 100 million farmers in this country. So, coming on the look at the monsoon this week has came a week early, around 23rd of May, and the monsoon has reached North India significantly earlier or week earlier than usually timelines. And in terms of spread of rain, what is more important to see, we have seen there are surplus pockets in central India, and there is slight shortfall, which is deficit, which is building up in Marathwada region, and it is not so evenly distributed in parts of Karnataka and Maharashtra. And if we look for the forecast of July month, it is not looking as great for Maharashtra and Karnataka, though IMD says the rainfall will be surplus in July. In total numbers, yes, it can be, but in terms of spread of rainfall is more important to witness for us.
Oh, absolutely.
And as we are putting the number of or the planting number, which is more critical, the sowing is early, sowing is not more. Because if you compare the last year's sowing number and this year's sowing numbers, and superimpose it with the monsoon arrival dates. Last year monsoon came late, and monsoon was not as good in June. Okay, this year we had very good pre-monsoon rainfall in May. It was one of the most wet May month in last maybe 50, 60 odd years. And
Yes.
then we had good June onset of because of early onset of monsoon. And
Mm.
because of that, what we are witnessing at the moment is early sowing, not more sowing. Okay.
I get your
And
point on
this
that, Sumit, and very, very well said on that. But also, as we move ahead from here, pulses, of course, have been trading below MSP. We've seen some concerns for oil seeds as well. How would you look at the core cereals, something like maize, where there's a lot of thrust at this point in time? By the time it's July end or mid-September, that is until when the sowing for Kharif continues, where do you see more numbers continue to emerge?
In terms of if I have to look at from the planting numbers point of view, today farmer has no option. Minimum MSP is not minimum support price; it's a maximum sale price possible for farmer at the moment because government is providing in a way support to farmer to sell it to them. But if you look at the procurement of pulses, if I'm not wrong, chickpeas is around 400,000 tons. Pigeon peas is around 600,000 tons, as against production of 10 million tons in chickpeas and around 4 million tons of in pigeon peas, and all commodities are still trading below MSP, and that is the case in oilseeds also. So farmer has no option but to either to move to pulses or oilseed. Last year, farmer has done this thing because pulses prices are significantly higher. And you have raised a very pertinent point on maize. Maize prices last 2 years have been pretty friendly for the farmer, and last year farmer responded with acreage increase. But with the government policy on the rice release to the ethanol plants, actually it has taken the incentive away from the ethanol plants to depend solely on maize. And that is where maize prices also for the large part of the season has traded below MSP. So, and given an option and looking at the benign rainfall which we are witnessing across the country, farmers will go for the aggressive crop. When I'm saying aggressive crop, that means where there is an upward yield potential. And which is that commodity? That is maize, largely in central, western, and south India. So you
Okay.
might see maize acreages significantly jumping over last year numbers. Soybean acreages may go down, and pulses may stay where they are. So
Okay.
overall, there will be a recalibration in terms in favor of maize.
So, Sumit, when you say maize numbers could go higher, is there a percentage number that you're putting out there?
Yes, in terms of number, what we are witnessing potentially, central India, it can be as high as 15 to 20%. And
Okay.
on pan-India basis, it will be higher by 6 to 7%
Hmm.
on maize. And
The other thing is the food grain numbers, Sumit, because every year we see government put out Yet another record number in sense of food grain production from 2023-24, where it was a food record number at 332 million tons. For 25-26, the number has been put at 354 million tons. Do you see India achieving those kind of great numbers?
And I will ask a question back to you, Manisha ji, about that. Okay, India is not exporting anything apart
Yeah.
from rice. That means indirectly we are saying India is consuming more because government is not building stock. We are not exporting much. That means India is consuming a lot more grains than they were. One number that you can put is in ethanol. India, yes, is consuming 18 million tons of grains more year on year because of the ethanol blending program. In last, let's say this number has gone up from 2 million tons to 17, 18 million tons in last 3 years. Okay. But what about other consumption? And we should feel proud if that thing is happening. That means India's economic prosperity is working. Okay? And over a period of time, this deficit is going to grow bigger because Shivraj Chauhan ji yesterday made a statement that we will double our maize production by 2047. But is it sufficient? Because we are going to double our consumption in next 9 to 10 years. Okay? So our consumption is moving at a rapid pace, and we have to look at those numbers along with the increase in production.